Hey everyone, welcome to the very first tutorial on this channel. So today we are going to take a look at how to animate a splash screen or any UI for that matter in your game. So here I have a simple setup in Unity. I have a splash screen that has a few images. It has a background, the pipe image, the poop, it has a drip image, and then the two text, slidey and poop. And I have created a prefab of this game object, and I have a game controller which has a load splash screen script. It takes a reference to the canvas and it takes a reference to the prefab of the splash screen. So let's take a quick look at the script. All it does is in the awake function, it creates an instance of the splash screen and then adds it as a child to the canvas, and then it starts a coroutine that waits for 3 seconds and then dismisses the screen. So it's a pretty simple setup. So let's just run the game and see how that looks. So the game controller will load the splash screen, wait for 3 seconds and dismiss it. So that's working. Let's just put this back up here. So if you look at the splash screen, it looks good by itself. But imagine a user is staring at the screen for 3 seconds or for however long your game takes to load. And they can even think that the game is stuck because it's a static screen. So sometimes it's really useful to keep some animations in the UI to keep the user a bit more engaged and not think that the game is stuck. So let's think about how we can add animation to this. So before we jump into that, let's decide how we want to animate the screen. So the way I want to animate this is, I want the pipe to animate from below. I want it to, let me just get this. Okay. So I want the pipe to slide in from below like this. So this will probably be the start of the pipe. Then I want the poop and the drip to fall from above. Maybe I can just move the drip below with the poop. So I want the poop and the drip to slide in from above. I want the slidey text to slide in from the left like this. So I'm going to keep it here. And then I want the poop text to slide in from the right. Okay, like that. So this is the start of all these components. So let's go ahead and add a component on our splash screen called the animator component, and come into the animation window. If you don't have the animation window here, you can go to window and then click on the animation window and it should pop up. So let's create a new animation for this and let's call it splash screen anim. Okay, so in the timeline over here, we need to add all the properties that we want to animate over the course of this animation. So let's start by adding the pipe's anchored position. Then we also want to animate the poop. So let's add its anchored position. Let's do the same for drip, slidey text, and finally poop text. All right. So if you see, the system already adds two keyframes for us, a start keyframe and an end keyframe. So if you see, both of them are same for now, but in the end keyframe, we want the positions to be different. So we can change that by hitting the record button and make sure the slider is on the current keyframe you want to update. So since we are updating the last keyframe, let's move all these components to their respective positions. So I want pipe to be there. I want poop to be here. I want drip to be somewhere over here. I want slidey text to be here, and I want poop text to be over here. That looks about good. Okay, then let's stop recording. And now if you play, you can see that it animates. But I still don't like this animation because all the components are animating together. So say if you want to animate different parts of the UI in different time intervals, let's see how we can do that. So the way I want this is, I want the animation to run for about 2 seconds. So I'm going to move the end frame over here for 2 seconds. Then I want the pipe to reach the final position in 0.2 seconds. So let's move the slider over here to 0.2, hit record, and then select pipe and set its position to 0 and stop recording. So now if you see, within the first 0.2 seconds, the pipe will reach its final position. And say for these 0.2 seconds, I don't want all the other components to change. I want them to be at their respective positions at the beginning. So the way you can do that is click on their keys in the first keyframe over here. So select drip, select poop text, select poop, and select slidey text. Copy these by hitting Command C or Control C if you are on Windows. Move the slider over to 0.2 and paste them. So now if you see, in the first 0.2 seconds, only the pipe moves because we copied the positions of the start frame over here for all the other components. They don't change their positions. So that's good. So after the 0.2 seconds, I want the poop and the drip to start falling. So let's just go to the 1 second marker, and within the first 1 second, I want the poop to reach over here and then the drip to be somewhere around here. Okay. Oh, see, I forgot to hit record. Let's just revert that. Hit record, then bring the poop down over here, and then bring the drip down over here, and stop recording. So now if you see, the poop comes in really fast and then slows down. But I still don't want the slidey and the poop text to move yet. So I'm just going to copy their start positions for the poop text and the slidey text and paste them in the first, the keyframe on 1 second. So they won't move at least for the first second. And I want them to start moving over here. So even at 1.2 seconds, I'm going to have them be at their start location. And when the slider reaches 140, I want them to finish animating. So let's copy their end positions from the last frame and copy it over to 1.4 seconds. So they are going to finish their animation in from 1.2 to 1.4. Both the text will slide in. So let's see how this looks in the game. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks much better than before, where all of them were sliding in together. So let's stop this, go to splash screen. Hit apply and delete this. Let's run the game. And there you go. You see it animating. But you saw it animating twice because our animation is set to looping. The way we can change it is select our animation in the assets folder, and you see loop time is selected. Uncheck that. So that should stop it from looping. Okay, that seems to be working. But you would notice that the pipe doesn't seem to animate and it just like pops in. That's because Unity is in the editor. Sometimes the loading takes too long and the animation actually has started playing. So you don't see like the first few frames. but on a device you wouldn't have this issue. And I can build to device right now and show it to you guys. So I just built the project to my Pixel 2, and let's take a look at how the splash screen animation looks on the screen. So here you will see the pipe animating properly. Let's check that again. Okay, so looks like it works fine on a device. So don't worry if you see the pipe popping in on Unity. So that's how you can animate UI elements in Unity. I hope this tutorial helps you create more polished UI. And if you found this tutorial helpful, leave a like. And I would love to hear any feedback you have regarding the tutorial. And if you guys want me to create any other tutorials in the future, just leave it in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching.